everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to my channel. And today's video, the very exciting second update to my project polish. And despite February being a shorter month, I've got some great things to share with you guys here today. So let's talk a little bit about February. Obviously shorter month, but especially for me, particularly shorter because by the time you guys are seeing this video, I will be back from my Caribbean cruise that my husband and I are taking, our first vacation in 5 years. So with being on vacation, I was going to take 2 polishes with me. I am pre-filming this obviously to make sure that this video is up for you guys in its regularly scheduled programming. So I was planning on taking 2, and because it's vacation, I don't know how often I'm going to be polishing my nails. Generally, I do my pedicure once a week, and I do my manicure every day because I get tired of my nails very quickly. Very quickly, the 2 nail polishes that I took with me, and there will be a video up soon about all of the beauty products that I took on vacation, skincare, makeup, nail polish, body care, all those wonderful things, in case you're interested. But I was taking these 2 down with me. So this one is in my project pan. A little bit spoiler, let's not look too closely at that yet. Elementary, My Dear Watson. And this you will recognize if you caught my nail polish plan to pan for 2023. This is also the Reese Rebel. This is Can't Afford It All. This is the one that was on my toes going down, or for the time that you guys are seeing this, I'll be putting this on my toes tomorrow. So this will be my pedicure while we're gone, and of course I wanted something bright and summery, and because this is in my plan to pan for this year, not so much cheating on my project polish as getting a head start on it. I didn't want to roll it in for the 10 uses because it's still February and this is very much a summer color. But so I have my nude, I have my pop of color, but those were the ones that I took down with me. So now that we got those out of the way, a little explanation of kind of the shorter time frame. Even with the shorter time frame, I still got a lot done. I've been able to achieve some of my goals. So let's just dive right into the progress. And of course, I go in the order of how long things have been in the project for. So the first polish is this one. So this of course is my Revlon. This is in Ulterior Motif. And as we talked about last time, my goal was to finish this top part, which you may be able to see potentially in there. It's done. I did get 2 more uses out of it, but my last use, it was literally like having to dip in several times to get 1 nail polish. So I only did 1 coat on all of my nails, called that good enough. This side is now done. In terms of the pink glittery side, this is the progress we're at now. I have marked it. Apologies, all of the previous markings have worn away. But at this point, with what's left there, I'm going to roll it out of this project and I'm going to use this topper more organically. I'm still going to prioritize getting this one done because I do want it done by the end of the year. But so far, this counts the nail polish out, and eventually I will get this one out soon as well. But because toppers are a little bit more limiting, it really depends on what else I have rolled in at a particular time. I didn't want to be updating you guys every month in case there isn't, a whole lot of good progress on it. So very exciting. I am pleased with the progress on this guy. This was one of the goals, to finish the gray that I had from my last update. As was this little guy. So this of course is the Color Institute. It's just a black. It looks like there's some gorgeous sparkle in there, but it doesn't really translate onto the nail very well. My goal was to finish it, and you guys, it is done. I mean, can you tell? Not really. There's probably still a little bit down there in the bottom, but it's really difficult to get out. And again, that's what I call it. If it's taking me multiple dip-ins for 1 nail. You'll see we started up here, and I may have used it maybe a couple of times, but it wasn't a completely full bottle. This is where I was on the previous update, and I finished that little bit off. So, very exciting. 2 of the definitely more wintry colors are now finished, rolled out. I am so very excited. So this took me an additional 4 uses for a total of 12 uses to finish this entire bottle off. I did use this an additional 4 times. One of the toppers I did was a repeat from January. I used a blue once again. So I'm going to try to not give you repeats because that's not as exciting. So the new topper combinations I did with the black. The first one was also with Pacifica Mermaid Tail, which I put on top of my Cosmic Blue last time. Gorgeous shimmery topper. I like this better than trying to use it on its own because you do need 3, really 4 coats if you want your nails to look this exact color. So this was the first topper that I had used. I do enjoy it. The second topper I used on the black was this one. So now that, of course, I had finished off the gray side, that opened free reign for this glitter side to be used as topper, so I put it on top of the black. I did enjoy how that one turned out. And then, of course, the last one I used, you saw this CND in glitter sneakers as a topper on a different polish last month. This time I used it on top of the black. Now this particular manicure was my last one with the black. I only had 1 coat of the black underneath of this glitter because that's all I could really get out on my nails. So didn't look the best, but the glitter helps to hide it. Let's just get into progress at this point because those were the only 2 nail polishes I was able to finish thus far. We are now at 2 finished polishes for this update alone. I'm so excited. So February, of course, Valentine's Day. You have to have a classic red shade in for Valentine's Day. And this is the one I chose, just a little mini OPI. I don't know the name of this particular one. And it was full when we started. And that's it. That's all I got. From the top to this line right there. I used this 6 times. Now, one time, I think I did only 1 coat on each of my nails because I was like, you can almost get away with it with this one, but 2 does look a little bit better. I did use this one on my toes, I think only once as well. But with 6 uses, that's all we got to. Like, that's it. So there is only 3.75 milliliters in here, and the bottle is going to taper down. So we are past, or getting past the widest part of the bottle, right? We're starting to get into the tapering process. But I am a little bit surprised at this. The goal with this one is, of course, to finish it. So 6 uses in thus far. And we'll see. We will see where we get with this one in the next month. Most of the time with this guy, I just used it on its own. 1 for ease, right, just so it was faster. But 2, I kind of wanted to like have the red. But then for Valentine's Day, what I decided to do is I took this red and I topped it once again with Ulterior Motif with that glitter on the bottom. So that actually turned out quite nice. I did enjoy that manicure a lot. And moving forward, I kind of want to put this on everything. I kind of want to see what it looks like. So yeah, we're gonna keep experimenting with what we can do with it. It did look nice for Valentine's. It wasn't super over the top or anything crazy, but it did add a nice little extra dimension. So of course, the one you saw a little bit earlier, this is my Reese. This is in Elementary, my dear Watson. So this is the nude that I have in the project thus far. And unlike the red, you guys kind of saw this a little bit earlier, right? Nice, beautiful nude there. But when I started the project, or when I brought this one into the project rather, we started at this line here, and we are down to here. Now, how many times did I use it? 3. I used it 3 times, including today, so that is what's on my nails right now. But 3 uses got me down that far. I am anticipating, because of course the goal is to get it to 10. Based on that progress, I might end up modifying my goal to have it to be finished, because I'm anticipating we're probably going to get like pretty far down here, which you don't really want to just leave sitting for that long. We don't want this to get gloopy. So I'm still going to stick to the 10 for now, because this is, again, only 3 uses. But this is really good progress thus far. I am very pleased with it. It's going fast. It is going fast. I don't know how much is in here. I don't think it's very much. But hey, from a panning perspective, this is wonderful. And the last polish that I had in for my last update. So this was rolled in along with the red last time. So this is the Guerlain. This is in Black Perfecto. And although it looks black, right, you can, maybe there you can see it a little bit, like that purple, which has the worst time translating to the nails. So where the Color Institute was obviously black, this one, it looks black at a distance, And then in certain lights, you can see that it's not black. And in some lights, that's when you really can start seeing this like gorgeous purpley shimmery goodness. And it's like, I want more of that. I have done this in 3 coats to see if I could build it up to get that purple to come through more. And it just makes it darker. So I generally do 2 coats with this polish. And in terms of our progress, so we started here and we got to there. So decent progress. And again, the bottle is starting to taper in a little bit. I have used this one 7 times. So 2 of those uses were pedicures. The rest were on the fingers. This one I haven't used any choppers with, mainly because, again, I was really trying to get that purple sparkle shimmery color to work. But we are at 7 uses on it. There are 3 remaining before I can roll it out. And I do anticipate I will roll it out, and you'll see it again probably in the fall for the fall to winter, because I do want to finish it off this year. But I am also very much feeling the spring. I want the spring. Give me the spring. So I do want to roll this one out pretty soon. So those were my 5 polishes, and of course with the 2 rollouts. So with the gray side of Ulterior Motif and with this little color Institute in some unnamed black color, we get to roll in 2 new colors. And of course the theme for the roll-ins this month is the transition to spring. I have deliberately picked 2 colors that I think will work for that transition time period. Spring is still a very long way off up here in Canada. The reason why I decided to go to the Caribbean. Next week, while we're gone, it's supposed to be like -30. So I am very glad to not be here for those very fun temperatures once again. But usually springtime really gets started in April. So we still have a little bit of time, but I still want to play with some spring colors a little bit, kind of move out of winter. So I've chosen 2 colors to roll in that represent that for me. So the first one that we have is these are both ones you would have seen in my Plan to Pan nail polish for 2023. And the first one is this little mini here. So thank you, Michelle, for helping play detective and determining what this one was, since of course OPI minis don't come with names. This is Gelato on My Mind, and just a little mini guy. I used this one once, and with pre-filming, you would have seen that one for my empties video, which has already gone up for you guys. So if you want to see in action, that's where it is. But unlike the little red guy, right? So if we go back to the red, when we're looking at that line, that was 6 uses. Oh, and I've just shaken it up a little bit. Apologies. Okay, you're not really going to be able to see it, I don't think. But I only used the OPI blue once to get the swatch picture for you guys. And I'm already down to here. Right, so right along this edge. And if we compare it to the red, 6 uses, 1 use. Now, I don't blame OPI for this. This is a color I think that's hard to do. I did last year when I was doing project polish on my own. I had an Essence. It was an 8 milliliter size bottle in a very similar color, like this robin's egg kind of blue. And I went through that entire 8 milliliter bottle in 11 manicures because it required 3 thick coats to have what it looks like in the bottle. I'm anticipating this OPI is going to be very similar. The swatch picture manicure also was a 3-coater, which again, part of the reason why we got so much progress and surprising progress, all things considered. Because again, it was only the 1 use. Yes, 3 thicker coats, but only 1 usage. So this one may not be around for very long. We'll have to see, but this is the first one. So this is the first one we are rolling in. Again, a nice little pale blue, end of winter, and transition into spring. And the last roll-in that we are going to be discussing today is this guy. It does look black on camera. Apologies. It is kind of like a deeper forest green color. This is from Essence. This is in obviously a much older nail polish line and bottle. Their bottles don't look like this anymore. This is their Color and Go line, and this is in the shade Deep Sea Baby. And where we are starting is that line right there. So again, we're gonna roll it in for the goal of 10 uses. And as you guys will have seen in the swatch picture, what I do appreciate about it, although it doesn't translate from the bottle, is that it is obviously still green on the nails. It doesn't look black. It doesn't look like a blackened green. Although it is dark, it is still green. And so because it is a green, and it is still a little bit wintry, but it's springy because it's green, just winter because it's dark. That's my whole thought process for this transition time. I'm, depending on progress, likely going to have to roll this in again come fall to finish it, because I probably won't want to have it in past the 10 uses unless it's very close. So that's the thought process for this guy, and we'll see how that goes. So this is it. This is my color scheme for March of 2023. So we got the wintry kind of stuff, transition-y colors over here. We've got the neutrals and pops of color over here. So this is what I'm going to be playing with. So let's talk about some goals, because I do want to have a fair amount of flexibility simply to play with this stuff. Obviously, priority number one is of course black Perfecto. I've used it 7 times. That means I have 3 uses left, and then I'm able to roll it out of this project. So really, that's not that much. I do want to kind of get this one going. Priority number 2 is the OPI Red. Just because, again, as we start to progress further into spring, I don't know how much I'm going to want this one, because it is more of like a true red rather than like a summery red, a cherry red, a bright red. So I do want to see if I can finish this, but also it's like there's so much left. There's also not that much left because it's less than 4 milliliters, but it's just like it moves so slowly. But this is the next one I'm really going to try to push on and try to get this one done. And kind of the third goal I'm going to set is kind of a loose-ish goal, but still one that I want to prioritize is, of course, the essence. Again, more so because it is darker, and I do want to get it out this year. So I'm not going to try to push to get all 10 uses in, just because that's going to be quite limiting, especially depending on how that red goes. I do want to play with my other 2 polishes that we haven't discussed yet, but I do want to get at least 5. I want to get at least halfway with this one, because then we'll be able to roll it out in the next update in April. So then in May, we can bring something else in, and I don't have this lingering come May. So those are the goals. These 2 are just going to get progress. So even though this one only had 3 uses, it's a nude. It's fine. That's going to be universal. And this one, I think when I do start prioritizing it, I do think it's going to go very quickly. So I'll still get some uses on it in March, because that's why I rolled it in. But I think even with just a few uses, depending on how my manicures go, we should still see very good progress on this little blue guy. And that's it. That's my update. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I very much appreciate you guys checking out my videos, my progress, giving this video a like. That lets me know I'm doing a good job, that you enjoy these particular types of videos. Again, if you enjoy panning content, I do have more than just nail polish. I have a couple different fantastic ladies collaborations, like Skincare is In, which is a skincare-based project pan. I have This is Fantasy, which is a themed collaboration. I've got some seasonal project pans, so there's a Finish 7 by Spring. My update would have gone up not too long ago on the 20th of the month. And I do some declutters, I do hauls, I do empties. So if any of that sounds great to you, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of that. And of course, make sure you are also subscribed so you'll see when I do my next nail polish update. Since the dates for that is a little bit on the flexible side, I have been posting generally within the last few days of the month for that, simply so it doesn't conflict with some of my other projects. But I am very pleased with the progress that I have been able to make with this project, with my other projects, and thank you guys so much for joining me for this today. We'll see you guys in the next video very soon.